Chapter 17, 5. We're talking about the sum and difference angles formulas. Here are the formulas. I could go into detail on explaining how to find them, but I don't want to bore you too much or any more than I already am going to. But basically, this is how you expand it out. If you're adding the two numbers, the two angles in here, it's cosine of the first one, cosine second, minus sine of the first, sine of the second. And if it's a plus here, it's a minus, or if it's a minus here, it's a plus there. And then for the sine, it's different. It's sine the first, cosine the second, plus cosine the first, sine the second. So these signs are the same. These signs are opposite for the cosine. But the first example I have is, how do you find the sine of 75 degrees? We want the exact answer here. It's not type it in your calculator, give me the answer. It's use the unit circle to find the exact sine of 75 degrees. So we can split this one up into 30 degrees. We know the sine of 30 from the unit circle, and we know the sine of 45 from the unit circle. So we're looking here at 30 plus 45. So we go up here and say sine of 30 plus 45, and then plug in our A and B values. So it'll look like sine of 30 cosine 45 plus cosine 30 sine 45. And then we go to our unit circle here. Go to our unit circle and figure out the sines and cosine values of those. So we do sine of 30 . So sine of 30 degrees is 1/2. From the unit circle, cosine of 45 is square root of 2 over 2, plus cosine of 30 is square root of 3 over 2, and the sine of 45 is square root of 2 over 2. And then we simplify this. So multiply across square root of 2 over 4 plus square root of 6 over 4. And then we can put this together. That's equal to square root of 2 plus square root of 6 over 4. And that's our answer. That's example 1. We're finding the exact value of sine 75. The next example I have is, we're going to look at what this matches up with and go backwards. So here we have sine cosine. So we have a sine cosine here. And then we're subtracting. So we're subtracting here. So it looks like this bottom one. So we take the two angles and we subtract them. So it would really be sine of 65 minus 35, which is the same as sine of 30 degrees. And looking at our unit circle, hopefully that is the correct answer. Yep, 1/2. And then the last example I have is, you're just verifying. So this is kind of like a trig identity we've done before. Use our things to go here and show that this is negative sine. So we have a cosine and we're subtracting. So I'm looking at here, a cosine and we're subtracting. I'm going to expand it out to be that. So I have cosine 270 cosine theta plus sine 270 sine theta. All right. Then we look at a unit circle. Cosine of 270 is 0. So that goes our way. Plus sine of 270 is -1. So we get negative sine theta equals negative sine theta. Then your homework for tomorrow, page 813, 9 through 33, odd. Due on Tuesday when you get to class.